What is up, everybody? Welcome back to that Saucy Takes podcast. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We got a nice little episode again for you guys here today. I'm with the boy Swift. Go ahead, man. Take the floor.
What up? What up? We just witnessed a Chiefs victory over the Chargers last night, and we might have a serious injury.
Hope not. I hope not. As a Mike Will holder, I hope not. Um, yeah, let's go right into this game. First of all, pretty good game. I thought it was gonna be a little crazier than what it was. Um, it was just it started out like Chargers were dominating, bro. Mike Williams, I think, had 76 yards and 5 catches in the first quarter. Just sunning all those corners. He was just babying him. Like no separation, didn't matter. Throw him the ball. It was just a crazy, crazy game from the Chargers perspective. And hey, you see that boy right there with 10 targets, man. I'm not talking about Eckler. I'm not talking about Mike Will. Love about him, man. I got you. I got you so convinced you added him in one of your leagues.
Not one, 3 leagues.
Up there, let's go.
And I did start him, so I think it was in the first half. I was kind of like a little worried. He only had one catch, but he definitely turned it up in the second half. And unfortunately, he was a victim of a pick six. I don't know what happened on that play, but
Look tired, man.
yeah, I don't
Was
blame
waving
him.
the coach.
He's a
He
big
was
guy.
waving the coach. He just had like I think that was his 26-yard catch. He was waving the coach like, "Yo, get me out the game." The coach was like, "Hurry up, hurry up." He's like, "Bro, I'm dying out here." Like, and then I think the Chargers lost the game themselves. First of all, I'll start with that because they should have just ran the ball. It's first and goal at the 3. You got Eckler. Kelly looked really good the whole game. Even Michelle got a couple of nice runs in there from time to time. So like just man, after a 26-yard game, bro, you got to give that man a breather.
Yeah, it seems people still haven't learned from Russell Wilson's interception on the goal line, but yeah, you're completely right. The Chargers blew this game, and they blew your bet as well.
Yeah, man. I actually had them winning. I think they had a chance to. Also want to say I took the Mahomes over on 0.5 interceptions, and he threw 3 picks. They all got called back. One, two because of PI. I mean, one of the PI's calls, I was like, guys, come on. The guy, like, the ball was overthrown by a couple yards. I thought it was going to be. And then the other one, Asante Samuel Jr., who I love, great corner, had himself a day. Would have had himself a better day if he would have got that pick. I'll be very honest. Off the easy. It was a gimme. Mahomes under pressure. I don't know, man, but definitely Gerald Everett looked good, looked very good. Eckler doesn't. I don't know, man. You like the target volume, you like the carries, but I don't know. Something seems a little iffy. I feel like the line blocked better for Kelly than it did for Eckler. I don't know.
Yeah,
Needs to take him out to a steakhouse or
I
something.
think the line might actually own Kelly in fantasy, but
I think that's what it is.
we don't know. I don't like what I've seen with Eckler. I'm not gonna say he's a bust, but right now, averaging 2.8 on the ground, and he had a lot of garbage time through the air, so, like, I'm not even counting his 9 for 55,
Yep.
but it's not looking good. I mean, we'll see. It's only week 2, so
Yeah.
and then
Don't tell yet, guys.
yeah, and then on the other side, we got Clyde, 8 for 74. He did have what was it, a 40-yard run in the 4th quarter, so, like
52-yard run.
so,
Yeah.
a lot of that is garbage time, but he did have 4 for 44 through the air.
Involved. That's
Yeah.
that's the best thing you can say. He was involved. It's his backfield. Yeah, there's a little bit of McKinnon in there. Pacheco got a couple times, but the Chiefs aren't a running team, and they were kind of down for the most part up until the end of the game, up until that pick six. But honestly, like, if you have Clyde, I think you feel pretty decent about him. Because not many. This is a good division and all, but like, it's nice to see he's not just getting rushes and stuff. He's getting passing down work as well with the. And he looked good, bro. He trucked Derwin James in a play. Derwin James had himself a good game and all, but Clyde looks. He doesn't have breakaway speed. If not, that 52 might have been a tutty, but hey, shit, he looked really good. What about that receive? Just all the receivers over there in KC.
that just screams at me spread out. Like 2-3, 2-2, 3-2-1. That those are the reception totals for everybody except for Kelsey with 5. So I was low on Juju. I
Yep.
was low on pretty much everyone. This is what I expected. This is what I expected it to be spread and Mahomes to just share the ball around and then Kelsey getting most of the work. So
Yeah, it looked like you said, man. There's no clear alpha, or I don't like using that word, but there's no clear number one.
yeah,
It's a bunch of like twos and threes trying to like piece together. So I think that's gonna hurt the Chiefs a little bit. Maybe once as you can tell, who's hurting them this game. Their offense wasn't really clicking like that. The defense won them that game with the pick six. But just I don't know. MVS had a lot of targets. They were kind of empty targets. Miko Hardman, he did have 3 catches and 49 yards. He got hurt. I hope he's fine. But he every time he catches a ball, it's like a double catch. Like he got open on a crosser and just it just didn't look good for him. Like it was a double catch, you know, he got a couple yards off. I think it was a 30-yard play. And Josh Palmer too, man. We forgot to talk about him. I actually traded him before the game. Uh, I might get clowned. I traded him for Tony, for Kadarius. The reason I did that, bro, is Palmer is going to be relevant while Keenan and Mike Will are out. He didn't really look good. The touchdown saved his day. I just think Tony, as a football player, is a better football player with more opportunity share in that offense. So that's why I made that trade. What do you think about that trade?
I think it's a wash. So
Okay.
it could go either way. I think Tony is going to be better rest of the season, but I've never been crazy about Palmer. I didn't see him like going crazy this game, and I was right for the most part, but he did have that garbage time touchdown like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about just Palmer and Herbert throwing him the ball while he's hurt, man. Let's just go right into the news section. Herbert is actually gonna get himself believe they're calling it like a something on his rib. I think an X-ray, or an MRI. I think it's an X-ray, man. I might be wrong, but he has 10 days to rest between games. But he looked like he winced on the run when he had like it was 3rd and 1, and he could have got the first down, but he didn't look good. Any takeaways from that? Like, does are you scared for
Yeah.
Herbert?
Yeah, it doesn't look good. Like on that run that you're speaking of, he like to do that hand motion that he did, like he was trying to throw it and then he kind of just like threw it away. Like he looked terrible. Like he had to have been in so much pain. And hopefully it's not a big deal, but it's definitely something to do with the ribs. I think you said it when we were watching punctured lung. So
Yeah,
you're
maybe.
you're not as optimistic as I am, but
I hope
um
it's not, man.
yeah. I mean, we don't want to see one of the best QBs in the game get hurt. Like
Absolutely not.
it'll not only hurt the team, but it'll hurt the NFL. So
While we're saying this, the very next play on 4th and 1, he threw a freaking laser, bro, to DeAndre Carter. So we were all like, "Oh God, what the?" Like it was crazy. So hey, Herbert's that man.
yep.
And then going into we actually have a nice little piece of news. I think you own this man in a couple leagues, so I want to see what you're feeling. Michael Pittman, he didn't practice Thursday because of a quad issue.
Yeah, I don't really think it's that serious. I think they're just monitoring him and keeping him like trying to get him fresh. I think it's just probably like a bruise or a little strain, but I think he'll play. If he doesn't, I think Paris Campbell is the next man up. But we'll see with most of these injuries that we're gonna talk about today being Friday. We're gonna see really whoever practices today will probably play. Whoever doesn't is gonna be doubtful for Sunday.
Absolutely. We got Kamara too. He didn't practice. I agree, by the way. He didn't practice because of a ribs issue on Thursday, and he was limited Wednesday. I'll take the lead on this one because I have Kamara. I don't really think this is a big issue personally, but something to keep in mind. You got what I'm saying? Because it's not an easy matchup versus Tampa's defense. So
You could take Dobbins since you're Ravens.
absolutely. So Dobbins, man, very glad as a Ravens fan. First of all, he's back practice at least. He's not fully back yet. Wait till he hits the field, then we'll see. But he got back to back full practices, which is something I was not expecting. I'll be very honest. As a Ravens fan, I thought minimum he was missing 2 to 3 games. Well, it's good to see him in practice. He might not play Sunday. If he does play Sunday, do not play him. This is full disclosure that we're not giving him the full workload. That's what we got Kenyon Drake here for a little bit for. But definitely somebody, if he comes back and is 85% of what he used to be, you'll be very happy where you drafted him at. So it's only
Yeah,
right you take the next person up, man.
of course, of course. So we got Swift, not me, but the player on the lines. He didn't practice Wednesday or Thursday because of an ankle injury that he suffered during the game. But I think it should be noted that he suffered that ankle injury and kept playing and had, I believe, over 140 yards on the day, regardless. So I don't think it's that serious. I think he'll play, but what do I know? I'm not a fantasy doctor. My name's not Jesse Morse, you know. But we'll see. Like we talked about, if he practices today, it's a great sign. If he doesn't, it's not.
I completely agree. To some bad news again, man. These last two players, we're gonna finish these up quickly here. It's Kittle and Julio. Julio didn't practice because of a knee issue, one of his 76 injuries, and George Kittle didn't practice. Doesn't practice all week because of the groin that he injured last week before week one. If you got Kittle, honestly, I'm sorry. But there's some decent streaming options out there at tight end, especially like Tunyon and stuff like that. So try to get those guys if you can. And Julio, apparently everybody's hurt. I'm not gonna lie, everybody's apparently hurt for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers receiver room. We have like Evans limited, Russell Gage limited, or both limited or didn't practice. Godwin didn't practice. Julio didn't practice. But with that being said, bro, Tom Brady's going to be throwing to your boy out there. I'm suiting up. I'm taking this weekend trip. I'm going to Tampa, and I'll be playing. I mean, actually, I think they're playing in the dome in New Orleans. You know what? I'll take a flight over there. It's okay. Injured ankle and all. I'll be playing slot receiver this week. Tune in. Absolutely, absolutely. So actually, what we're gonna do, because we forgot to do this last episode, is we're just gonna we're gonna show y'all, man. This whole podcast was based around just fantasy and specifically taking you through our league, the Eye for Quality League. It's the big super flex league that we're in if this is your first time listening. And just gotta show you, man, because hey, it was juicy this week. Just waivers, trades, things are heating up, man. Football's back. We had First of all, taking it way back, we had a bomb drop. We had the 1,000 fab on Jeff Wilson. Tony, you know, Tony put his balls on the table. He said, Jeff is mine. And I want that man now, which is crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Everybody was in shock. The chat started going crazy. I couldn't believe my eyes. But hey,
Yeah,
man,
I
how did
think
you feel about that?
I think Tony's trolling. Like
It has to be right.
that's 100% of your fab before week 2. Um Either that or, someone did mention that Kev said dropping 800 on Jeff Wilson. He might have took that seriously and was like, "You know
Whoa.
what? Let me drop 1,000 right quick just to
And then
make
we got
sure."
Gator lying right there too. He said he put 5, he put 250.
Yeah,
Oh man,
right?
this is it's the smoke signals, man. You can't trust anybody in this league. I don't even trust you unless we're potting. So at this point, I don't even know what's going on.
But
You
yeah.
put up 102 on Taysom too. That's a spicy number.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, but if he becomes more involved, it's going to be worth that at my tight end spot. It's kind of a cheat code having a true flex, so a wide receiver, running back slash tight end.
Yeah,
Other
I
than
agree.
that, I don't really see any crazy bids. I did win.
Jarvis 102. What
I,
was funny was
I did
the
win this
yeah,
one.
Yeah, the everybody bet $20 on the Steelers defense.
Yeah,
You bet
I
39.
bet 39 for, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Oh, hey, shout out Minka, man. I can't even, I'm not a Steelers fan, but Minka's a baller, so it was
Yeah.
what it was. Absolutely. And then let's get to this trade, man. I think this is the craziest. How this went down was also very crazy. So I'm actually your boy's involved in this trade. So it's a three-team trade. If first of all, guys, if you're using ESPN, if you're using NFL, if you're using Yahoo, Yahoo's acceptable, but like honestly, bro, switch to Sleeper. Can't do this shit on any of those apps, bro. This is elite tier material right here. So it's a three-team trade. Personally, the first one I've ever seen done, period. Never even seen anybody post about a three-team trade. And your boy basically gave up. I gave up Ayuk and Pierce, and I got back Etienne and Thielen. I did that because my RB2 spot is kind of rough. And yeah, while Pierce is getting volume, I like Etienne's upside a little more. And I also like Thielen. I just like I like Minnesota's offense, period. So I wanted a nice little slice of that with Thielen. We had Najee on the move. Najee went to over there to Mr. Blurry Clapper himself. Got Najee Sanders and Jerry Judy giving up CPAT, Debo, and Etienne for himself. And then my boy Big Flex over there, he got CPAT, Debo, Ayuk, and Damian Pierce, and then you can tell there who he gave up: Thielen, Sanders, Judy, and Harris. Honestly, initial reactions on the trade? First of all, I called you, you were sleeping. I was like, "Wake up, shit's happening, bro! Like, what are you doing?"
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually, I decided to finally use the hammock. I have a hammock under my desk, very unique, and I was like, "You know what? Let me try taking a quick nap." Took a nap for like 45 minutes, and then I got a phone call, and it's Lewis, and he's like, "Bro, it's about to go down." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "3-team trade." I was like, "Wait, what?" So I got up, and I opened Sleeper, and I was just waiting for it. I was waiting for it to pop up, like, if it was like, I don't know. And I'm gonna say that I'm gonna hate on Flex's decision here, because I think this is a week one overreaction and tilt by Flex with Najee and
And with Thielen,
with Thielen, yeah.
yeah,
And I don't like it. I don't like it for Flex's side. I'm sure I know Kevin Lewis like it. I think they got the better part of the trade. Uh Kev
yeah,
automatically got rid of his running back problem because he drafted 2 QBs back to back in the first 2 rounds. But we'll see how this plays out, but I think Lewis and Kev won this trade.
I will say off a name value, um, it does look like Flex's trade isn't that good. I, me and you actually, we talked about it yesterday. We see very different on Najee Harris this year. I'm very off Najee. I don't think this line is good enough. I don't think his opportunities are going to be good enough. The quarterback's not going to be throwing him 19 targets a game like Ben did last year. They have gotten more for Najee. Maybe somebody was willing to pay more, but honestly, you know, he he's basically getting the running back in San Francisco with Devo. He's getting their true flex over there. So maybe he's really high on him, and he's got Jay Jettas too. So like I think his receivers are gonna be absolutely filthy the rest of the year. And maybe he's doing the zero RB strat. He thinks it works. Patterson's not bad. He's gonna get volume. And you know what's ironic? I traded him Pierce. He's very high on Pierce. The whole reason this trade went down is because I wanted Etienne. It was originally gonna be a two-team deal. I really wanted Etienne from Blurry Clapper. But he didn't want to give up. He didn't like Pierce. I know Flex likes Pierce. He took him from me in 2 other leagues, like literally sniped me right before. I was like, I think I can make a three. I was like, Kev, I can get Etienne off you, but you don't have to take Pierce and you get somebody from his team. Are you willing to do that? He's like, just send me the offer. I'm gonna look at it and I'll see. I sent him the offer. I called him. He's like, yeah, this looks nice for me. Accepted. And then I had talked to Flex earlier and he was like, yeah, bro, I like the offer. I like Pierce. And ironically, 2 hours after, I see Lovey Smith, like a quote from PFF on Twitter. Lovey Smith saying, yeah, we messed up. I need to get Damian Pierce more involved. So maybe this is gonna come back and bite me in the ass because Pierce might be getting 20 touches a game from here on out. But I'll take my chances. I love Pierce though, but
I will
I
say
think again,
I will say that props to you for, like, anyone listening or watching, this is how you pull a three-team trade, and this man right here is the orchestrator of it all, and he pulled the strings, he played his cards right.
you
We'll
gotta
s
get on the phone, man. You gotta call these people. You can't be scared. Ask for their number. If you don't have it and you're in the, you gotta talk, man. If you don't talk, these text message trades, they never fucking work. They die in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, last night is a perfect example of
Prime
it.
example.
Hunter and this man were going at it for, I think, like, an hour?
An hour. Yeah, we're talking trades for an hour.
Maybe, like, yeah, I think an hour, and they were just going around in circles, but I think Hunter might have, he started a little something, got a little, you
Yeah,
know.
but it got shot down this morning.
Oh, no.
Shut down this morning. Insider news. The whole piece behind the trade was somebody who was receiving from a different team, and I was trading Hollywood for, and he didn't want Hollywood for that player, so trade is shot down. But me and you can still talk, man. I kind of want that Bateman Lamb action. Maybe we can talk after this.
Mhm. I don't know, man. I really wanted Hunter involved, but, that's tough because what we were working on was a four-team trade, which would've been insane. We were trying to take this trade to the next level.
So it would have been a child next to that one. Actually, I know this isn't on script, but I think it's going to be pretty cool if we talk about this in general. Just the matchups for this week, the high scoring team projections and the lowest scoring for the league. I think that's going to be pretty cool. And if you would do anything different for the lowest scoring team, like do they have a chance, a saving grace this week? I think I'm actually the highest scoring projection. Am I? Not to toot my own horn. No, it's Bleach My Blunda with his new acquisitions.
Yep.
So, you can't hate on that. And I think it's actually Back to the Future. This is why homie's trying to make this trade. His if you click on his team, it's McCaffrey, Williams starts great, and then you get to receivers. The receivers.
I mean, Pittman's good, but he might not play, and if he doesn't play, he's in big trouble. He has Lazard. He already played Juju, who got him 4 points, and behind that, he has Cooper, Robbie Anderson,
Bobby, Renfro,
Renfro,
Palmer. He should have started
Duvernay.
Palmer. I told him.
He started
Crazy.
Palmer in one league and then didn't start him in this league. I mean,
Didn't start him in the league that he actually needs receiver help, which is absurd. I don't know what he was doing yesterday.
yeah. But are you referring to the interviews? Like doing interviews? Is that what you're referring to? Like with the worst team and the best team?
I just wanted to look at the projections real quick. Yeah, that's going to be coming next week, though, 100%. We're going to do a nice little interview with the worst team and whoever the best team is. A little
Yeah.
3 minute interview for you guys.
Yeah, so if you don't want to be uh what's the worst team called, Lewis?
I don't know, man. We got to come up with a good name, man. We definitely got to come up with a good
Yeah.
name.
But if you don't want to get interviewed, do not score the least this week. I will say that. And it definitely won't be you and me, right?
Oh, no, it's not going to be me, bro. You see my team, bro. We're doing good. Doing good.
Yeah. I mean, I like my team, but we'll see what happens this week. But
Oh,
for
we
sure.
could talk about it, man. I got a long road trip ahead. I'll be on the phone for hours. A 5 hour drive, so I'll be chilling. Uh, Going into our sit starts of the week, man. This is gonna come as a surprise to y'all, but I think this week is first of all, some of the matchups are very chalk just across the league in the NFL. But personally, it's gonna be very interesting. So I'm in a little bit of a debacle here, my boy. Boyd versus Dallas, Landry, Dotson, Kyle Phillips. I need help, man. I just need help in general. My receiver in one of my leagues it's weak. I have Kareem Hunt on my bench, but I'm already starting three RBs.
Yeah, so for me it's Boyd if Higgins does not play.
Agree.
After that, if Higgins does play, Landry, he's playing against Tampa.
He had a great week 1, by the way.
He
Absolutely
did,
phenomenal week 1.
and
Just
his projection
yeah,
is actually terrible, like, kind of disrespectful this week. You said it was 7, right?
7.50 something. Yeah, I don't know what he did to somebody. I think he might have been sleeping around with the CEO of Sleeper, the guy who does the projections, with his wife or something, because the guy hates him.
Yeah. So, they're giving him a 2-star matchup out of 5, but and that's the same as Jahan Dotson, but I think it should be way better against Detroit. Detroit's a plus matchup for Washington. Dotson had 2 tutties in week 1.
Yeah, I'm fully aware. Probably Landry and Boyd are like the safe plays, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like they're the guys who you know of. But something about first of all, something about Dotson, what he did week 1, ran the most routes on the team, looked good, as into one of my takes later on. So I do like Dotson this week. I don't know if I'd start him over Landry. I think I'm leaning Landry just a little bit for consistency, but I did have Mike Will put up a big game. So maybe I just say fuck it and shoot for upside.
Yeah.
And that's where Kyle Phillips is into play. We're not even talking about him. Did my boy's picture dirty. He looks like he's squinting. He might have had some liquor before this one. But he had like 9 targets last week on 21 routes run. Like, bro, like it was he looked great. Like Tannehill in the 2-minute warning was looking for him. Robert Woods, I mean, might as well drop him if you have him in any team, bro. I'm sorry, it's not it. This is Kenny Galladay 2.0. I was telling people to be off of Galladay last year, and they drafted him. Same thing with Robert Woods. Just let him go, man. It's okay.
Yeah, Dotson is for sure the ceiling play, and Landry the safe play, and Phillips if you're feeling saucy.
We'll see how saucy I feel Sunday morning. I'll
Yeah.
definitely have to double check that. Phillips plays Monday though, so
Yeah.
we'll see how the games wrap up.
And then our next sit start is your boy Dylan and Hunt, which you also have in another league, right?
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be my start for the entire year, man. Like I have no idea who to start between these two because I'm already starting in that league. I'm starting Dalvin, Javante. So it's you see, I kind of agree with this, but bro, like it's Kareem Hunt. Just he has this knack for finding the end zone like no RB2 has ever had. Like he just like Chubb will have 160 yards, no touchdowns. Kareem Hunt will have 80 and 2. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Which way are you leaning here?
Well, what
Because
we're looking at, by the way, for people that are just listening, is it's showing Dylan 88% of experts are recommending him, and 13% to Hunt. I I'm a huge Dylan fan, so I would rather play Dylan. I would be more excited about Dylan, but I understand like Hunt is just consistently just
consistent.
yeah, he's just putting up numbers like really solid numbers, and he's like a really good floor play. And it shows that he has a 5-star matchup against the Jets. So, um, I would
Something
play
to
Dylan,
consider.
but if you're feeling saucy, go with Hunt.
Now I do have Dylan on my lineup, full disclosure. But
That could
we'll see
change.
how I feel Sunday. Probably yeah, probably might change. I just probably leave him to be honest. This one's Kareem Hunt is that person that I want on my team, but I don't typically want to be starting if I have better options just because he is boomer bust. I'd rather just have the consistent floor with Dylan this week as well.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. And then we have another one for you, man. You actually don't know who to start between DJ Moore and Rashad Bateman. Look, man, I appreciate you putting my boy on the map like that. But yeah, this consensus, if you guys can't see, 98% DJ Moore, 2% Rashad Bateman. I cannot agree more. Like, why is this? Are you scared of DJ Moore?
I am. I am. I mean, I'm not trying to tilt over week 1, but Baker just wouldn't get my boy the ball. And I think, like, forget about like their actual like opportunity wise. I wanna talk about like player profile. Who would you rather have on your team?
Period. Like at like pure football player,
Pure football player.
DJ Moore.
Really?
I love Rashad Bateman. Y'all should know that. I love Baker's play.
Wow, I was not expecting
This
that.
this is why I was trying to make this trade. Those 2 players are 2 of my favorite players, and I was trying to get them off you. Still trying, so we can talk about that. But, personally, man, like, so Moore is just they're just both great. I'll be very honest. They're both very good. I just rather have DJ starting and just DJ in general. I don't know. Why are you off on Moore? Is it Baker or is it him? More Baker, more
It's
him?
Baker. It's
It's
Baker.
Baker?
Yeah. But I do have more in my lineup. I'll probably keep him there. You know, this
Yeah,
is
I think you should. I mean, clearly somebody's low on him. They have him ranked 32nd, his worst rank,
yeah.
between all like the experts. Um, but I don't know, man. I do enjoy I enjoy having DJ Moore. Just period. I think he gets high volume. Last week they were kind of being shitty, and then once they started throwing him the ball, they were like game got a little better. So Ryan Hicks, if
Belly Up
Ryan Hicks is
Sports.
listening, Billy Up Sports, man, you're the guy who has Bateman over Moore. I appreciate that. As a Ravens fan, I hope you're correct. I hope Bateman goes for 200 yards against the Dolphins this week, but sadly, I don't think that's the case. Dolphins have I don't know if anybody's heard, they have pretty good corners.
Yeah, let's get to a more realistic to start with. In my other league, I have CD and T Higgins, which I know
Mhm.
right now like aren't listed.
Yeah, it's not confirmed. You're saying if both are good, both are healthy, ready to go Sunday,
Yeah.
comes down to it. It's 1 o'clock. You got to make your decision. Or technically, in this one, they play 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. You got to make your decision. Which way are you leaning?
So if Higgins plays, I'm leaning Higgins. They're playing.
Okay.
These two teams are playing each other, and obviously, the reason why I'm leaning Higgins is because Prescott is hurt. I still think Lamb is gonna get more volume than Higgins, so that's where I'm leaning, and that's against ECR.
So yeah, I'll be honest. Higgins probably has a higher chance of scoring a touchdown than CD Lamb because Cooper Rush is throwing him the ball. But with all that being said, I would lean CD Lamb. No, that's probably I mean, it's not a take because consensus agrees with me, but I think they're going to be down so much they got to throw the ball. So it's going to be, gonna be working however it's working. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And it's time, baby. The favorite segment, everybody's favorite segment. We got the saucy take segment of the week. I'm gonna start us off here. I'm gonna start us off on a nice little hot spell. Javonte Williams. They have him listed as RB9 on the week. I got him top 5. I think he's finishing better than I mean, Eckler, we saw what Eckler did. So I think he's doing better than Eckler this week. And I think he's doing better than CMC this week. And all 3 of those running backs right above him. Fournette, Mixon, DeAndre Swift. I think he's top 5 this week.
I love Javante, so I would love to see that.
If he would have had a
My
touchdown last week,
huh?
top 5. If he would have had a touchdown last week, easy top 5.
Oh,
If he had
100%.
like 10 catches.
100%. My saucy take of the week for the running back position is Chase Edmonds. They have him at 25 this week. I got him. Wait, where is it?
15.
I
There we
got
go.
him at 15. Yep. So borderline RB1. I think he's gonna have a lot of opportunity against Baltimore, especially in the passing game, and he's gonna make the most of it.
So no, I'm actually I'm gonna push back a little bit on this. We're last year we're the best run defense in the league. I think we only got better on defense this year, and our pass coverage. Adding so our corners are kind of weak right now because Kyle Fuller's out for the year and stuff like that. So Humphreys limited, Stevens is limited. We basically have nothing at corner, fully guaranteed for this week. Peters hasn't played the whole. He tore his ACL last year. Finally logged in a full practice yesterday. I just don't think this is going to be a Chase Edmonds show, man. I think this is going to be a Tyreek or Waddle show. I don't think it's going to be both, but one of them can kill. I think it's gonna be Tyreek. You gotta bet on Tyreek, man. Just got to. But
Speaking
unless I
of
mean,
speaking of players that we're not betting on,
oh, man, what's his name? King Henry. Come on, man. You guys gotta stop, man. You guys gotta stop. This is getting old. He's getting old. Our offense is getting old. It's outdated. Like everybody knows what they're running. Sure, it works sometimes. They couldn't run against the Giants. They're not running against Buffalo. First of all, not just because they can't run against Buffalo, but because Buffalo is going to put up 14 points in like the first quarter, and then there goes Derrick Henry. It's about to be the Dontrell Hilliard show. I got Derrick Henry outside of the top 20. This might be the Dontrell Hilliard show, man. He might put up more points than Derrick Henry. I'm not willing to go that far, but outside of the top 20, Derrick Henry by far is going to be my take.
yeah. So my saucy take for the running back position again is Connor being outside the top 25. They got him right now at 14. I think this is going to be more of a passing game for Kyler, and I also believe Eno Benjamin is going to get a lot of work, and Connor isn't going to be able to get in the end zone, which usually is what gets him to be top 14, top 12.
Yeah. He's a TD or bust kind of guy most of the time.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie though. I don't know if you've I think we got to come up with a name, man, because I think we're both team Eno of team. I think we might get shirts that say Team Eno Benjamin. I don't know. I really like the guy. Like you said, I think his receiving is better. I think he's more elusive. Definitely a change of pace back. So I don't think he's ever gonna like threaten Connor on carries. Kind
Yeah.
of like Chase Edmonds did.
Yeah.
Um, my receiver. I know. Let's go to the receivers here because this is where it's gonna be. This might get a little crazy here. I'm gonna say I know they're playing. I think they're playing. If I'm not mistaken, Terry's playing Detroit. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Bench Terry McLaurin if he's in your lineup. Full disclosure, unless you're playing in a 12 team league, I don't think he's. I don't think he's gonna be good this week. I'll be honest. I have him in a league, and the only reason I'm not benching him is because I have like Romeo Dubs and Christian Watson as my backups, so it's not looking pretty over there. But if you have any option, if he's in your flex spot and you're thinking between him and Kareem Hunt, start Kareem Hunt. Um, I just don't. He got 5 targets last week. He ran like 39 routes, 5 targets. He had a dud up until that bomb that he caught. And it's Terry. I love Terry. I think he's very talented, but I don't know. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about Terry?
Yeah, I think Carson Wentz is really spreading the ball like Mahomes kind of is. So I could see this happening for sure.
Wait. Was that
Dotson.
a Wentz Mahomes comparison? Oh my god.
No, 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 not at all.
We're
Not at
getting
all
bad
compared in talent, but in their play style
decision
at
making.
least.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But
Heard it
yeah.
here first. Carson Wentz, Walmart Patrick Mahomes, Green Valley version.
Hey, he had four
He had
tutties. Four
Hey, Mahomes had
tutties.
5. So this week he should have 2. Mahomes had what, 2 yesterday? He didn't
Yes.
play good.
So, uh, who knows? Mahomes Wentz might actually be outscoring Mahomes through 2 weeks.
That's gonna be oh man, oh man. At that point, bro, we don't need experts. We don't need none of this. Everybody's a dumbass. Like
N-
honestly.
Yeah.
Go
Now,
ahead though for your take.
now this wouldn't be called the saucy take section without one of the sauciest takes, and it's Cooper Cup being outside of the top 12.
Ooh.
They have him listed at 2, only behind Jay Jettas. And this is probably like one of those things, you shouldn't do betting against Cooper Cup, but I think that they're really going to try to get Allen Robinson involved. Higbee's going to be involved. Daryl Henderson. I think Cooper Cup's going to take a little setback. They don't really need him against Atlanta. You know, um, top 12
Yeah.
doesn't mean complete bust. You know, if he's number
No.
13, he could still have a solid game. But
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening this week for him.
What you're saying is McVay's gonna go out there and he's gonna be like, you know what, we're playing the Falcons. We can kind of do some tests. We could test around the receiving core, the tight ends. We can try to see how we win. I think they're gonna try to do that. The first half is gonna be close, and then they're gonna be like, yeah, where's Cooper Cup? All right. And drive of just full Cooper Cup down the field, 5 catches, 60 yards in a drive, and a touchdown or something like that. So I mean, it's not a, I'm not in full disagreement because I think this can vary, but like you said, and this is not us saying bench Cooper Cup. You never bench Cooper Cup. There's one thing you see is Cooper Cup at your receiver one. And talking about let's bring the spirits back of the people, man, because we've been out here trashing players, just trash, 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 trash. I'm gonna go back to the well again because I love this game. I love this guy, Thielen. Um, he's receiver 32. I didn't make a projection for him as far as where he's going to be top wise. I do think he's just going to get like 50 yards, 50 plus yards easy and a tutty, maybe two. He might double dip into the end zone. He might hit the double Grady with Jay Chettas. Never know at this
I
point, man.
actually I can't recall seeing Thielen doing the gritty. Can you?
He's gonna bring it out this week. If he scores two, bro, he has to at least once. You know what I'm saying? It's a chances of him hitting the Grady on one touchdown are low, but if he does it twice, bro, you got to hear hot take. Thielens doing the Grady. I think he's gonna go crazy. I think this game's gonna go crazy. So personally,
Yeah.
he
And
top 20, 15 ish.
yeah, yeah, I can see it. You know who else is gonna go crazy? My boy Gabe Davis.
Need to get a jersey. Hang it behind you.
This man is ranked number 18 right now, and I keep saying it. Keep saying it. He should be more at the 15, 14 range. I think he's going to be top 10 this week.
I mean, personally, I'm putting him over off every single one of those players over him up until Mike Evans, and I'd
Yeah.
think about that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So so I think it's very doable for him. This isn't like a hard task against Tennessee. So he in the playoffs last year, he was the red zone target for Josh Allen, and I think he's gonna double dip in the end zone this week, and that's what's gonna get him top 10.
We got two double dippers this week, man. So quick question: who's outscoring who, Diggs or Davis?
Davis will outscore Diggs this week.
We're putting that on the TikTok. Putting that on the TikTok. They have to. And then let's go to our. I wish I could. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. The ESPN game of the week, or it's not ESPN because but you get what I'm saying. The game of the week, the game that we're both most excited to see. Last week it was the Patriots game against the Dolphins, and for me, my pick got a lot of questions answered. Was a blowout, and kind of expected that. I just wanted to see how they, I want to see the Dolphins offense. Um, this week for me is going to be Minnesota and Philly. Actually, I wanted to put, you swayed me the different way. We got to let the people know before I need testimonies here too. I put, I was going to make my saucy take last week that Minnie and Philly were going to be the top two teams in the NFC, the regular season. They play each other week two. Need I say more? Start everybody. Every single person who's available to start. You're
Devonta
starting
Smith?
AJ Brown. Devontae Smith. I'm starting Devontae Smith this week.
Okay.
Would consider starting
I
Devontae Smith.
like it.
I'm
I
not a
like
big
it.
fan of Devontae, as y'all know, but this game, this might be a 38-35 again. It might be. If you have if you have Justin Jefferson, if you have Alvin, anybody, bro, you're feeling gold in this game.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, bro. If you have Kirk Cousins, start Kirk Cousins.
I
Start
think
him over if it's one quarterback, start him over just about everybody.
I think Dalvin and Jay Jettas break the century mark this game.
I think Thielen's gonna be close to it too. So this might be just an onslaughter. Like both teams, just we're really gonna see. First of all, if this is a low scoring game, just know whoever like if it's like 38-20, whatever team allowed 20 points, that team might make the Super Bowl. It's they're I think they're that good. So if like the Vikings go out there and kill them, I think Vikings might make the bowl and vice versa for the Eagles. I know it's early to tell. Injuries play a factor and stuff like that, but man, like these two teams, they have it, bro. In my opinion, I think they got the talent and they got the coaching too. So it is what it is. I'm very high on this game. Sanders season.
Yeah, me too. I am excited for that game as well. And I would have picked that game if I got to pick first, but you pick first. So next week, you let me pick first. All right?
Got
Take
you, got
turns.
you.
We take turns. But there's another game that I'm excited about, and that's the Cardinals against the Raiders. They have I believe, the second highest over under. And I think this will be a nice little shootout with two defenses that aren't too good and struggled in week one. Hopefully, we get to see vintage Kyler. And when I say vintage Kyler, I mean like 2020 Kyler when he broke out. Hopefully he can get more than 29 rush yards. I know you guys saw that we made a prize picks for the $500, but what you guys don't know is that they did not let me submit it. So thankfully, we didn't lose the opportunity to get 500. We ended up putting it into a season bet because that's what was eligible.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, hopefully we do see Kyler get more than 30 rushing yards because when he's on the ground, it's like kind of like watching Lamar, to be honest. In my opinion, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting watching Kyler run. Quick question: are you starting uh deep? This is deep sleeper territory, but like I know we just talked about somebody on our league not having depth at receiver. Are you starting Greg Dortch? I'd start Greg Dortch over the people he's starting.
Yeah, I would start.
9 targets this week.
I would start Dortch over Amari Cooper.
Ooh, saucy take of the week again. Golly. I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but I was thinking it. So I,
Hey man, we
I
just
was
say
thinking
whatever
about it.
on
I
this
wasn't gonna
show.
do it. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I wasn't gonna do it. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, consider him, bro, because people picked up Josh Palmer for 1 or 2 games. He did nothing week one. Greg Dortch did something week one, the whole preseason, all the training camp. People were talking about him. You haven't picked him up. Like, take a look at Mr. Dortch over there, man. That's all I gotta say. And we're gonna go now. This time, bet is gonna go through live on the video.
Yeah, just
Our
so we have
prize
it on
pick.
record, I'll show everybody the one that we put for the season.
But yeah. Season long bets. Tell us what you think of these, man.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
Michael Pittman's on his way, easily.
Easy on
You
his
know,
way.
the only one I'm worried about is Pitts, really. And
Is this one flex play or this is power?
no, this is a season long power play. Like there's
Oh,
no
because
there's no.
it would tell you.
Oh
Oh
wait,
yeah,
it is a
that's a
flex.
flex. Nice,
I
nice.
didn't know there was flex for season long, but that's dope.
Yeah.
So we don't.
Shout out PrizePicks.
Yeah, we don't actually have to get all five correct. I mean, it would be great to get all five correct.
Obviously.
This
For
is a free entry, but Pitts is the only one that I'm a little worried about just after that week one. But I know things can turn up. It was only 1 week.
and he played the Saints, man.
That's true.
Saints are great at covering tight ends, from
That's true.
safeties to linebackers to big corners. They got that. So definitely, I get what you're saying. 2 out of 68.5 looks kind of crusty right there. But I think, man, this is gonna hit, man. Everything's gonna hit. You'll see,
Yeah.
man. We got this.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is this
Yeah.
is money in the bank right here.
Yeah. So after actually week one, we're actually up $55. I have
Yeah.
35 right now just because I have a couple bets in play. One is looking good, little $5 10x. We just need AJ to go over 72.5 and Marquise 57.5 to hit
Yep.
that.
Like
But
all those picks.
we will make one more five pick 10x play, and I'll
Mm,
let you start us off.
right, man. So only right, man. I got him in the team. Gotta stick with him, man. Devontae Adams, man. Over, I think it's 92 and a half receiving yards. Just Devontae Adams is that man, first of all. And second of all, I don't know if you guys saw the video on Twitter circulating yesterday of a reporter asking him about his grandparents coming to watch him. And he just lit up with joy, which is also, man, full disclosure, it's great to see. These people are like, we talk about fantasy, but like these guys are human. Like he's a great guy as well. And it's just great to see him. Like, I can relate to that. His grandma's gonna go see him. I never played sports, but my grandma couldn't come see me play nothing. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's nice to see his face light up when they asked about his grandparents gonna go watch him live for the first time. So I think, bro, Devontae might just like he might crack 200.
How
Think he's
much?
gonna go
How much did he
crazy?
have week one?
Got like 150 something.
Yeah,
The Cardinals, first of all, the Cardinals out of every team in the league, I think they ran the most man coverage. Do you mean to tell me you're gonna run man coverage against the best man beater? And like they better triple team him if they don't want him to hit this. Personally,
yeah. And even if they do,
it's not
I
enough.
still think he's coming down with the ball. It's like that D Hop throw. He just came
Just
down
throw
with
it up
it,
there. D hop somewhere.
double, triple coverage. It doesn't matter. I'm actually gonna go with the guy right next to him, Marquise Brown. And the reason why he actually didn't do too good in week one. I think he had 42, but Kyler came out this week and spoke on how all the top targets in the NFL, all the top receivers, they're getting at least 10 targets a game. And he said that Marquise is the best receiver on the team right now and that he deserves that amount. So because he's going to hyper focus him, I believe he can easily hit 58 yards. And this is why it's very important when you're making prize picks to listen to what's going on throughout the week. Lewis gave some very valuable insight with the whole grandparent situation, and that makes me more comfortable with making a pick, you know, things like that.
Absolutely, like you said about Hollywood, man. We're talking about like this Cardinals defense can't stop a nosebleed, so they're gonna be they're gonna be down, or it's this is gonna be a high scoring game. Like these are two good offenses, is basically what I'm trying to get at. I know one of them's a little banged up, which even more reason you should take Hollywood. As last week they could not the Raiders could not guard the receiver one over there in the Chargers, which was Keenan. Keenan beat this prop in the first quarter and he got hurt. So he had 66 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah,
And
and
like Tyler said, receiver one.
he can easily do this in one play. Mm,
Oh yeah, that's the bonus with Mr. Hollywood there.
Yep.
And now we're gonna go to my second pick here. It's gonna be a RB. It's gonna be the heir to the throne. My team name is the Quad Squad because I have Saquon. And if you guys don't know who the heir to the throne is, you should know by now, man. It's AJ Dillon. Taking his over 50 and a half. They're playing the Bears. I know last week they didn't really he still outran Aaron Jones. He had 10 carries, he had 45 yards. But they did that because they were down the whole game. Like I don't expect them to be down the whole game. And last year he played the two games that he played against the Bears. His fantasy production wasn't good because he didn't get a single target in any of those games. He had 71 and 59 rushing yards in both of those games. So he hit the over last year with Devontae Adams on the team. Like this is without, I think, no. I just think this is easy money. I'd rather take his than Aaron Jones personally.
I respect it. I respect it. I'm gonna go with Dalvin Cook for the fourth pick. He went 20 for 90, 20 attempts for 90 yards on the ground last week against the Packers. And this week he gets the Lions. I'm sorry, the Eagles, who just gave up
Played the Lions.
who played the Lions, who gave up 144 yards to DeAndre Swift. So I think Cook can definitely crack the century mark, and I feel like this is a safe pick.
I do agree. I love Cook this week. I think he's gonna score a touchdown, honestly. So I love the rushing yards. I would love also the anytime TD, but we can't double up on a player.
Nope.
Mm. That's why we each have 2 picks, and then we gotta come and agree with one,
Yeah.
like a full
Well,
out consensus.
I know we had one in mind, but if we're talking about anytime touchdowns, we got a couple players here, that you
Oh,
know you you
we
you
are
you,
we gonna
you talked about, yeah, we could audible right now. You talked about
to the
Javante
Omaha,
be
42, 42.
you talked about him being top 5 this week. If he's top 5, he's getting in the end zone, right?
So, full disclosure for the people, should we tell them what the pick was supposed to be?
Yeah.
So, we came down here to the line of scrimmage. We had the play set up. We're driving down the field, right? We get to the goal line. Isn't it fitting that we just have to get a touchdown? Originally had Brees Hall. I think it was over 2 receptions
Yeah.
as Joe Flacco. As a Ravens fan, he just the dump down king. I think Tom Brady dumps down. You have not seen Joe Flacco. Flacco loves throwing running back. So if you guys want Brees Hall also, I think has crazy value. I think he had 6 catches last week on 9 targets. I think it's going to be somewhere like that this week as well. But Javante, anytime touchdown, bro. Like they're playing Houston. Jonathan Taylor did good against them. Naheem Hines not good against them. And this is their best rusher and pass catcher. That last week, I know they didn't score any touchdowns. They were 0 for like 4 in red zone opportunities and touchdowns. That's not going to stay the same. Like
Yeah.
I love this. I like this audible, man. That's definitely that was. I know you don't like Tom Brady, but Tom Brady esque.
Yeah, and I know, like, man, I'm really confident in these picks, and I know it's very uncharacteristic to put more than $5, but I'm gonna do it this pick.
Why
I'm gonna put 10. Just
10?
because in my other 5 pick, I only have 2 picks left, and I think I'm gonna hit at least one more.
I think you're double dipping at Hollywood.
Am I?
I believe so. I think you had Hollywood on the other one too, or was it AJ Brown and?
No, it's AJ. Oh yeah, you're right. I am double dipping.
Are you gonna become the? You got that much? You're double dipping
I
on
do.
Hollywood
I
Brown.
do.
Okay.
Yeah, especially with what
Okay.
Kyler said this week. Look at PrizePicks. They just upped my $10 to $20. They think they're slick.
Think they're slick out
They
here.
think they're slick. I
Hey,
mean,
we're
it'd
gonna be
be
generous. We don't
I
want to
mean,
take that much money.
it would be funny though. Yeah, yeah. It would be funny though if I pressed place entry thinking it was 10 and I ended up winning and I'm like, "Oh, I mean, you did it to yourself, PrizePicks. I didn't do that. You did." Nah, but we're gonna keep it at 10.
We're gonna keep it at
I
10.
don't want to go too crazy on this. Um,
I actually took out the power play for the 5 pick. It was supposed to be like a 20
yeah, they
times payout.
did. Yeah, they did take it out, unfortunately.
But
But
I guess I was hitting too much on those, so they were like, yeah,
yeah,
but I'm not hitting. But I definitely did hit on a 5 pick once, just one time.
yeah,
This isn't gambling advice, by the way. It's just
nah,
you know
nah. I
we just
mean,
help the just help we just help the people, man.
yeah, yeah,
Analysis.
yeah, exactly. I do have a little two pick $5 Dalvin Cook and Saquon, so I did double dip on Dalvin,
And Dalvin.
and then I have another two pick for
And
Carson
double picked
Wentz.
on Javonta too, man. We're just
Yeah,
the double dip king right now, man.
yeah, I
This
am.
episode, we're just
I
gonna
didn't.
title this the double dippers.
I didn't even realize it, but it could go both ways. Like if if it if it hits when you double dip, you're hitting multiple. You only need one more
Yeah.
pick. But if it doesn't, you're taking multiple L's.
You're taking every L because those are power plays. Full
Yeah,
disclosure, when I bet, I don't do 5. This is I mean, he does 5 picks. I don't.
yeah.
I
It
do just
it's
straight
bet
2 pick
it's
power
better
play.
to do too.
I bet 10 or 20, 2
Yeah,
picks power play every time.
yeah,
And if I miss, I miss. If I hit, it's you just gotta hit. If you hit 1 out of every 3, making bank. I mean, if you hit 1 out of every 3, you're not losing, and if you hit 2 out of every 3, why not?
yeah.
You just can't go wrong.
And for the record, I do not have a gambling problem. This was $25 that I put in to get promo and get my draft guide from BDGE. Shout out them. And then they did have another promotion to put in 25 to get that free $500 bet. I couldn't pass that up. I'm not putting any more money into Prize Picks this season. I am working with what I got. So if I lose it, I lose 50
Um,
bucks, but I can still
I'll
make
fully
500.
say I do have a gambling addiction for sports betting, so, it's definitely bad. I mean, I've only put in $5. I think I have, like, 200 and I think I have 200 on the dot because I have a couple picks in right now. I think it was, like, 215,
Oh,
but
I have this one too. I forgot about this one. In the event they play.
in the event that they play.
Yeah. If one of
If
them
it doesn't,
doesn't,
you just get your money back,
yeah, I
huh?
just get my money back. But if
Smart.
they both play, this is a
Think
stupid
that's a
line.
woozy.
This is a
61.5 feels like a God-given gift.
it's a
I might
deep
hit the over on that and take Breece Hall and Javonte up for a nice little 3 pick. I might bump up the power play to 3 players. That's how I'm feeling this week.
yeah.
As you guys can tell, he's feeling saucy. I'm feeling saucy. So per usual, stay saucy, my friends.